this afternoon we want to do a procedure called eye irrigation. So when we say eye irrigation, meaning that you're going to get water and pour in the eye. So then somebody might be wondering, why should we pour water in the eye? If you look at those people who work with maybe welding machines or any cutting machines, maybe carpentry, metalwork, those particles can go in that eye, in an eye. Or you're just moving around, an insect goes into your eye. Maybe it doesn't come out. So we need to do such a procedure. Mostly this procedure is done in outpatient. But here we have a patient who's just lying down in bed, but we need to do that procedure in outpatient department. So what we do is just to pour water, and that's it. So let's see how we're going to pour water to remove that particle which is in the eye. So we start with hand washing as usual. Okay. Then move to the patient. So good afternoon, Mr. Mwewa. I am student number 2. I've been assigned to perform eye irrigation, which means that I have to pour water in that eye which has an insect or which has a particle. Okay, may I please go ahead? They said I should go ahead. Is there anything I can do for you before I begin? Okay, nothing. So we are just putting this patient in bed. Doesn't mean that outpatient department will put patient in bed. The patient will be in a chair. Okay. So then let me begin now. So what you do is it's a simple procedure, but you have to do certain things for you to get marks. So you are going to wear gloves. Okay. You should be able to do certain points so that at least you gain points for it. Okay. So after donning gloves, the first thing that you should do now is to prop up the patient or make the patient sit up. Okay. So the examiner would want to see you make the patient sit up. So what we're going to do is my assistant help me prop up the patient. So I'm going to ask Mr. Mwewa, would you please sit? So in this case, since this is a dummy, we're going to use a backrest. So better get the backrest and place it there. Okay, another pillow. So we put a pillow, then we go to the patient like that. Okay, so since this is a position which is required, so you are going to gain a mark. So you place the patient like that in a sitting position. The next thing that you do, you should get an incontinence sheet. You place it there, okay? So that you protect the linen or you protect his clothing from getting wet. From there, you're going to have, you can have maybe even a towel or just something like cloth to protect his clothing as well. So you're going to cover like that, okay? So all this will earn you marks because this is what you're required to do, okay? So then you're going to get a receiver, okay? It's a receiver, then you get maybe cotton for drying up after water drips there. So once you do this, you should concentrate on the eye which has a particle. In case maybe the particles are in both eyes, that's what you're going to do, then perform procedure in both eyes. So a receiver has got this shape here. So this shape goes here, okay, on this part of the face. So you're going to place it there. Then now you ask Mr. Mwewa to tilt his head where the receiver is. So you can tilt your head this way. So he has tilted this way, okay, because the receiver is this side. So once you do that, as you can see, the receiver is there. Then you get water. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pour water in the inner canthus or in the inner aspect of the eye, which is here, okay? Here's the inner aspect. So this way I'm going to pour water, okay, so that water should move from this direction to the outer part, which is nasotemporal direction. So that's how water should move. And then you're going to pour water about 2 to 3 centimeters so that you don't damage the eye. Then another issue that will gain you a mark is to ask the patient to be rolling his eyes. So they should be able to move the eyes side to side, up and down. So as you pour water like this, now ask the patient, okay, can you roll your eye, move your eye up and down? So as you're pouring, then the patient's eye is moving up and down. So you should be able to pour. Then the patient is moving the eye up and down, side to side, so that the particle should be able to come out. So you should be able to pour like that. So this is what we're calling eye irrigation. Just pouring water like this is irrigation. So eye irrigation, just like that. Until the particle comes out, then we are sure, okay, the particle is out, and then we are good to go. Now, in case the patient had a particle, maybe particles both eyes, so the patient has to, okay, go or tilt the head this side. So the procedure we're doing, as you can see, the patient is facing forwards while I stand beside or behind the patient. So again, you do that, okay, and then instruct the patient to roll his eyes, okay. Then ensure that the receiver is there. Then the patient should be able to roll his eyes. So we're going to say, okay, Mr. Moa, roll your eyes or move your eyes up and down and side to side. So you're going to be doing that. So you're going to be pouring in that eye so that the particle should come out. So move your eye side to side, up and down, so that at least the particle should be able to come out. Okay, so this is what we call eye irrigation. So after that, we're going to dry his face, okay, because water was going down there. So just dry. On this side you dry, okay, just there, just drying. Okay, so next we're going to thank the patient. Thank you very much, Mr. Moa, for allowing me to do this procedure. The particle has come out. Okay, so if you have any complaints about your eyes, you should be able to come back so that we examine your eyes. Thank you very much for allowing me to do this procedure. Then you go to the in-charge and report to say that I've done eye irrigation on Mr. Moa, the particle is out, and I've left the patient comfortable. He's about to go home because this is just outpatient procedure. Okay, so this is what you do. So thank you very much for watching, and remember to practice.